100 FM, the Pike, Worcester's rock station, and Boston at 8:34. We got a couple of special guests here in the studio from the Auburn Fire Department. We have Chief Stephen Coleman, and then retired firefighter, fire captain, right?
Correct.
Stephen Anderson, correct?
Yes.
And they're here for a very, very special reason. They are putting on a music festival in July called Woodystock, and that was it's named that for Paul Wood, who unfortunately passed away last year off duty. Right, he had a heart attack.
Correct.
Yeah, but Paul was very much concerned with the mental wellness of first responders, and that's kind of what the Paul Wood Foundation and Woodystock is all about, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Sure.
Paul Wood, he was a lieutenant with the Auburn Fire Rescue Department. He was served on the department for 15 years, and he had only been a lieutenant for a couple of years. But he was an amazing leader. He was an amazing leader when he was a firefighter. And then when he got the official rank, outside of his family, his number one priority was making sure that his people on his group and his truck were safe, and that included their mental health. He was a family-first guy. He made sure and kind of promoted that life-work balance, and he did it well. Paul was the guy who, he kind of wrote the book on that life-work balance, and that was important to him. So when, Steve came up with the concept of Woodystock, and we kicked it around, and when the Paul Wood Foundation, who's running this event, when they were formed and we had to kind of pick what were we going to kind of shoot to support, first responder mental wellness was at the top of the list.
That's great. And Paul was also a musician, and that's why you guys are doing a music festival to help raise funds for that, right?
Yeah, he was. Paul was a drummer. Actually, the first time I met Paul, when my wife and I got married, we used to throw some pretty big parties, and we used to hire live bands. And the first time I ever met Paul was he was a fill-in drummer for this band that we hired to play, and their regular drummer couldn't come. And Paul played that party, and that was the first time I had ever met him. So to kind of come full circle and then have the opportunity to hire him, that was pretty cool.
Well, you can't come up with a better name than Woodystock for him, for sure.
Right.
What's the weekend?
It is in July. It's July 22nd, right?
Yeah.
Of this year. And tickets are on sale now. Is that correct?
That's correct.
They can go to paulwoodfoundation.com?
Yes.
Or is it .org? Is it .com?
.com. paulwoodfoundation.com, and they can get their tickets right there.
And so you got a great lineup of bands. Before I get to the bands, do you have other stuff going on at the festival? Like, will there be food? Or you have auctions to help the charity?
We are planning on having food trucks.
Nice.
We just haven't announced who they're going to be yet.
Okay.
We also have a guitar that was donated by the Guitar Center Foundation from California. I brought that guitar to Foxwoods, the Hard Rock Cafe, over the weekend, Saturday. Otan Vargas has signed it.
He's
Otan,
amazing.
He is amazing.
Yeah,
and his show was phenomenal. He was acoustic with a bongo gentleman.
Yeah.
The show was great. He was thrilled. I have a commitment from him if this show goes into another year, like if we go year 2, Otan has agreed to play the event.
Oh, that's
Nice.
awesome. Nice.
And it was a good night. It was a good night. So the guitar will be up for auction at some point, and hopefully, people would want to have a piece of that,
Right, yeah.
of his sound,
So they can buy a raffle ticket while they're there. And,
Exactly.
And so you give that stuff away. That's awesome. Let's talk about some of the bands that are going to be at Woodystock in July. Now, this is happening at the what is it, the 200?
Yeah, it's the 200 Sportsman's Club in Webster.
In Webster?
Yeah, they have a great outdoor kind of stage and performance venue there.
Okay. I was getting that confused with Webster Fish and Game. That's a different place, right?
It is, yep.
Okay. But the 200 Sportsman Club and the lineup of bands it looks really good. You guys have the Midnight Riders, who won the Pike Woo Sox Battle of the Bands last year.
They're a great
really
young band.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're young. Super young guys, like high school guys,
Yeah,
but amazing musicians.
Yeah, they are. Good group of kids.
Yeah, great stuff. Gypsy 6 is playing. Pieces of 8.
Confounded Bridge.
Is that a Zeppelin tribute?
There.
Yeah, because that's
There.
at the
and
end
that was
of
Paul's favorite band. Was
Led Zeppelin?
Was Led Zeppelin.
Oh, so he must have been a huge John Bonham fan then. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Yes.
No, Shu, have you seen the Woodystock T-shirts that they have?
Oh yeah, nice. The tie dye.
And
Yeah,
because
that's
he was a
pretty good.
drummer, they've got his fireman mustache on the bass drum.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's actually kind of weird how that drum head was designed to kind of look like Paul a little bit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's funny for those who knew him. When you look at that, like you can kind of see Paul in that drum head. It's kind of cool.
If
Why
you
is
can't
it-
go to the show, at least you can get the T-shirt.
Why is it only firefighters can pull off a mustache like that, and then the guy from Orange County Choppers? But that's about it. Those are the only people that can. And Sam Elliott, right? Sam Elliott.
right, yeah.
Those are the only people. I mean, unless you're a firefighter, you can't really wear that.
Well, they
mustache.
always say with great mustache comes great responsibility.
Right.
So,
There you go. The other two musical acts you have are Whiskey Night, and then some guy named Liam Coleman, who apparently is pretty good from what I hear.
He's so talented.
He is.
very talented.
He has an amazing voice, and but I hear his father is a handful.
Oh,
He's
Can
a
be.
lot of trouble.
I know firsthand.
proud papa right here.
That's right. Yeah, he's amazing. I mean, he's touring the country, and
yeah, he's doing great. So he's, for those who have seen him locally, he's been playing out professionally since he was 15. He was doing about 120, 130 shows a year when he was through high school. And then when he graduated high school, he moved to Nashville, and he's got a management deal out there, and he's currently on tour. They'll be in Lexington, Kentucky, and Clemson University this weekend. So
A Shepherd Hill graduate,
Shepherd
right?
Hill grad, 2021. Yeah,
nice,
Great kid.
Nice.
So
Where's
it'll be good to have him home.
His voice is so beautiful. It's unbelievable. Were you musically inclined? Does he
No.
get that? His mom?
I tell people yes, he does
Yeah,
it for me, but
that's all me,
My
right?
wife is there very quickly to say that's not
Skips
that's
a
not the
generation,
case.
right?
It does. No, I mean he had a very deep voice, singing
Yeah.
voice, not
Yeah.
necessarily when he was talking, but when he sang, it was always fun at the shows for people to learn that he was 15, 16, or 17 years old, and just kind of be like, "What? He's only 16?"
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool.
A really rich voice.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Well, you can hear some of his music. He's all over YouTube.
He is, and he's got a lot of his older stuff. He's actually got a new single coming out May 19th, Friday, May 19th.
Nice.
He's got more of a hard rock sound. He's
Okay,
doing more of a
it's
rock
getting into the
thing.
heavy stuff.
And
Nice.
Yeah, so sounds good. Looking forward to hearing it.
Yeah, excellent. So this is Woodystock. It's a benefit for the Paul Wood Foundation. Go to paulwoodfoundation.com/Woodystock. Get your tickets right now before they run out, and it's happening at the 200 Sportsman Club down in beautiful Webster. And to the Steves, thank you for both Steve. It's easy for me to remember the names here. Steve Anderson, Stephen Coleman, current chief of the Auburn Fire Department. Thanks again for coming in, letting us know about that. If you missed any of this, we'll put all the information up at pikefm.com, also on our Twitter feed and Instagram and Facebook. We'll spread it around there and get people out to support this cause. That's awesome. Yeah. And thanks again for teaching us CPR a few months ago. Luckily, we haven't had to use it, although I almost used it on myself after a wedding this weekend in Salem. But
There's a better chance that I'm going to have to use it in the studio on him.
yeah,
It's a possibility.
That's the only reason he wanted me to get certified.
Oh, you weren't supposed to tell people that. Adam, you better learn CPR. I don't know how much longer I can do this. But
Yeah, Rick does a great job with
Yeah, he
with
does.
the
yeah, he's
CPR.
great. And that people just have to call the fire department, right? To
They
see
do, yeah.
to
They
sign
can
up
just
for
call
classes.
the station, 832-7800, and we run classes every other week. So there's 2 a month that run continuously. Just sign up and we'll get in touch.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully you'll never have to use it, but it's a good skill to have.
Absolutely.
We're reading news stories all the time. People jumping in because they know CPR and saving lives. So
absolutely.
get in touch with your local fire department. Steve Anderson, Stephen Coleman, thank you very much for coming in today.
Thanks for having us, guys.
We appreciate it, and we appreciate your service. Thank you very much for watching out for us, too. Thank you.